Hey y'all, welcome back to the crazy. It's Leslie with Phat Cat Phlossing, and today is Friday, February 8th, 2019. This is video number 64, zooming right along there. I'm sorry, I keep telling y'all I'm going to be back every week, and then I'm sorry, I hear a cat getting into something. I keep not getting it done, so here I am, day late and a dollar short as usual. But anyway, I'm here today, although I have to confess, I don't have a whole lot of cross stitch to show, but it is all Lori's fault. Mischievous Stitches. Lori, on a couple of her last videos, she's been doing crochet, and she showed a crochet basket, and I thought I needed to do it. And the cats are getting into my bag here because they're bad kitties. Anyway, and I felt like I had to do that then, so I've been crocheting more than stitching. So anyway, I'm going to show you both today. But welcome back, y'all. If you're coming here for the first time, welcome. I am a crazy cat lady who likes to cross stitch and do a little bit of other fibery things. I sew a little bit. I crochet very poorly, but I do crochet a little bit. Although that's a very sporadic thing for me. But anyway, welcome back. I'm glad you're here, whether it's for the first time or the 64th. I don't have a whole lot of news. Everything's rocking along about the same. Steve's had some doctor's appointments. He hadn't been feeling real terrific, so we've been dealing with that. I'm waiting on kitties to be born. Julie, who is my friend Charlotte's kitty that was here for stud. Charlotte has got judging assignments for the next 4 weeks, so she won't be home on the weekends because she'll be traveling to judge. So Julie has stayed here with me to birth her babies. And then my fairy tale that y'all have seen a couple times is due within the next 10 days or so also. So I'm going to have new babies, and I'm excited about that. Of course, Julie and her babies will go home to Charlotte when Charlotte's ready for them. But anyway, babies are coming. It's spring. It's about to be kitten season. I love it. Not a whole lot of other news, which is pretty positive as far as I'm concerned. And I'm sorry, it is colder, as my daddy would have said, colder than a witch's tit in a brass bra outside today. It's about 19, but it's sunny, and the sun is really coming in the windows, so my glasses are dark, so I apologize for that. But anyway, let's get started. The first thing I want to do, so I don't forget to do it, is talk a little bit about a cruise. Y'all know I am a huge fan of Silks For You in Australia. And Joe with Silks For You contacted me last week and asked if, since I've talked about her product a few times, and they are wonderful silks. I would strongly encourage y'all to visit her Etsy store and see what she has available. They are wonderful silks. The colors are just brilliant. But Silks For You is actually doing a cruise leaving out of Galveston, Texas in September. And I will leave the details of that to you getting with Joe, but I will link her email below. It's a Royal Caribbean cruise on Liberty of the Seas. I have cruised 3 times on Royal Caribbean, on the Cayman of the Seas, the Oasis of the Seas, and the Liberty of the Seas. I've actually been on this boat. It's wonderful. And I have done this exact cruise itinerary, which is Galveston to Cozumel, Grand Cayman, and Jamaica. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. It is extremely relaxing. It's not, you can do all the port calls and go out and do as many excursions as you want, or you can be a potato and sit around and just enjoy sitting and watching the sea go by, which I think is awesome. And there is everything in the world on these ships. There are restaurants, it's all inclusive kind of stuff. Lots of entertainment, lots of great shows. The accommodations are very, very nice. There are going to be 2 classes taught. Carol Tinson is teaching 2 cross-stitch classes, and I wish I could go. The classes include this pretty biscornu and this little ort container here. And they're just really pretty. And I'm sure that they're still stitched with Silks For You thread. So Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. But anyway, I'm just doing Joe a favor and letting y'all know that there's this cruise available. If you've never cruised before, it's a great low-key, fun, not uber cheap, but you have to remember that your accommodations and everything is included in that. I mean, you know, they feed you 3 meals a day, more than you could ever eat. And it's a lot of fun. So I will link Joe's email down below in the box, and a little more information about the cruise dates, which are September 8th. It is a 7-day cruise. It is a long one, but you know, that's the best way. When you do that, you get your days in port, you know, your port calls where you can do the excursions or wherever, but you also get several days at sea, which are just, as far as I'm concerned, the most relaxing and the most fun, and that's when you would be able to have your classes. So I would encourage y'all, if you have a chance, to see about signing up to go on the cruise. I can tell you it's a lot of fun, and the designs are beautiful, and I'm sure you have a great time. And I'll mention that a couple more times. I'm not sure exactly what her deadline from cruising is, but hopefully she'll have more information for us soon. Anyway, okay, cruise. Did that. What have I got? I don't have any at all cross-stitch finishes because I have been a lackluster cross-stitcher. But I do have a finish. This is a crochet throw that I started, I can't remember if I started it last winter or, I think it was last winter. It might have been 2 years ago. Oh, I can see an end I still need to weave in there. This is a double crochet stitch. I didn't use any kind of particular pattern. I just wanted something that was big enough to put over me when I'm sitting on the couch. I'm 5'6", 5 feet 6 inches tall, and that's how long this is, and it's about 39 or 40 inches wide. So it's wide enough to cover me up and snuggle me in, and it's done with one of the very soft, I love this yarn. Let me see. I've still got a skein of it. So this is Baby Bee yarn. And I think I got this at Hobby Lobby, but it's been at least a year. But I think this is a Hobby Lobby brand. But it's a very soft chenille, and it's washable, which, yay. Makes great baby blankets. I've made a couple of baby blankets for people out of similar stuff, and it works real well for that. So that was my only finish, was the crochet blanket. But hey, you know, a year or two later, I'm glad I got done with it. So my new start, I was talking about, Lori showed the crochet basket. And I'll put the link to this tutorial. It's a YouTube tutorial for the basket. This is a single crochet, and it's done with, you can do it with variegated yarn. I did it with a self-striping yarn, and I'm not quite done. I'm gonna put about another 3 inches here, and then the handles another couple inches on top of that. But it's gonna be big. It's gonna be big enough to like carry all my whips around in. And it's still attached here to my yarn balls. That's why there's strings hanging off of it. But anyway, that's what I've been working on. Crochet is easier for me to do when I can crochet and watch TV. I can't really cross stitch and watch TV. It doesn't work well for me. Mostly, well, for one reason, because I have to take my glasses off usually, because I see better up close without my glasses when I cross stitch. Whereas the crochet I can hold in my lap and, you know, do it and still look up at the TV and see. So Steve likes it when I crochet. The yarn I'm using for the basket are what are called sweet rolls. There's a glare on that. Sorry. This is from Joann's, and I picked 3 different colors, and you can see sweet roll. I mean, self-striping yarn is a little bit different from variegated yarn. Self-striping yarn has long, you know, a lot of yarn of one color before it changes into another color. And that's what this is. Whereas variegated yarn changes every few inches. So that's what kind of gives me, you can still see variegation here. There's obviously variegation because it's worked with 3 strands of yarn at once. So you can see variegation, but I've also got a stripy look to it, and that's because it's the self-striping yarn. And this one is worked, if I can find it, with this huge 10mm hook, which is a beast. I had to buy one of these. I didn't have one of those. I didn't have one that large. I have a confession. I am a serial crochet starter. Yeah, like many of us on many things. But when I went looking for my crochet hooks, because God knows where I had put them, I dug out all my crochet stuff. Here's a scarf I started for my friend Charlotte, God knows when. Also a double crochet. This was still sitting tucked into my yarn bowl. By the way, this yarn bowl came from a vendor on Etsy, and I love it because it keeps my yarn from knotting up, and it pulls out of there real easily. And you can put it through the holes, or you can just put it through the side, and I usually do it through the side. It's got the really cute little birds on it. If I can remember the name of the seller I got it from on Etsy, I will link it below, but I've had this for probably 5 or 6 years, so I'm not sure that that would still be available. But there are many yarn bowls on Etsy. Here's my big tote full of crochet crap. This is what I hauled back and forth to Colorado when my grandson was born, and I was crocheting baby blankets and stuff. But, you know, I've got more things. Another scarf I've got started and nowhere near done. This is a variegated yarn. Greens and purples. Good Lord, the glare is terrible. This is Bernat baby blanket. It's a chenille type yarn, very soft. And then I've got, y'all, this is ridiculous. There is yarn in here that is looped through the handle. I have no idea how it got there. I can't find the end of the yarn in this huge tangle of it to get it out. I guess that may be my project when I get done with this video, is trying to untangle that and put it away a little bit more neatly. I'm pretty sure when I moved, I just threw it all in there, and there it sat for the last couple of years. So anyway, there's my yarn stash. I don't have a tremendous amount of yarn because I only crochet when it's cold because I get hot under the yarn. Oh well. But anyway, that's what I've mostly been working on. Is I finished that blanket, and then I've got, I'm probably 60% done with my basket, maybe more. So I hope to maybe have that finished this weekend. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Who knows? What else did I work on? I didn't have any any cross stitch finishes, but I did do a little bit. I started, I think 2 weekends ago, I started Easter notes from Shepherd's Bush. I may be wrong on that time. I didn't look it up to see. And I'm not doing this on the recommended fabric or with the recommended threads, but I've got a pretty good start on that. Again, it's one of those things I just need to sit down and finish. This is a 36 count even weave. I think it's a Lugana from Hand Dyed by Rolanda. She's also on Etsy, and she has beautiful, beautiful fabrics. And I'm doing it with all Victorian motto thread and 0 of the recommended colors, because I had to really brighten it up since I was doing it on the very bright fabric. And then I worked, I think, just one night, on Fractor Flowers from La Di Da. And I'm doing Julie McConnell's conversion on this, which is Classic Colorworks and Gast. And I can't give you the conversion. You have to contact Julie for that. This is on a 36 count Murky from Picture This Plus. And I didn't get much new accomplished on this. I started this, wherever it is, this center motif on the urn down here and put in a little bit of red that you can just barely see over here. I'm sorry, y'all, my light is terrible today because it's reflecting off my shutters. I should have adjusted those before I started. But anyway, like I said, I think I only worked on this for one evening, so not much progress on that. I've not been very cross-stitch productive. But hey, I finished my blanket. The other thing I worked on is Honeybee Hill from Blackbird Designs. And this one I'm very close to a finish. I think I did just a very little bit more since the last time I showed it. But basically all I need to do to this one is the wording, which I'm going to change. It goes up here in this blank spot. And then there are 3 butterflies here, here, and here. They need their wings. And then there's just a couple of other little tiny motifs that I need to do, and I'll be done with that one. So again, it's a matter of me sitting down and getting it done, and I just haven't been getting it done. That's all there is to that. Since I've been so non-motivated for cross stitch, I've decided that means I should have a new start, right? So I've got 2 possibilities pulled out here. Bovinia from Plum Street. God, the glare is terrible. Bovinia from Plum Street Samplers. And also from Plum Street Samplers, Spring Delivery. So I think Bovinia was a market release last year, I believe. I'm not sure when Spring Delivery came out. 2015 on that one. So I'm not sure which one I'm going to do. If y'all have an opinion, comment and let me know which one you think I should do. Bovinia or Spring Delivered. Yes, I'm probably going to start one of those pretty soon here. Get them back in the right bags here, or I'll be terminally confused. I have actually been pretty good, although I did slightly fall off my stitch from Stash Wagon. But it is all Misty Purcell's fault. If y'all don't watch Misty, go over and watch Misty. She does beautiful things, and she's multi-craftual, and she's now designing. And her latest design is called A Bluebird's Message, and it's just so pretty. And when she went and showed this on, I think it was her last FlossTube. It may have been 2 ago, but I think it was the last one. But when she showed this, I fell hard off the wagon and had to go order it. So this is just my PDF download that I got. But it is such a pretty pattern. And she was out. She also dyes her own fabric. And this is done on her porcelain fabric. And she was out of that in 36 count when I ordered this. So I'm probably going to have to get some of that. I shouldn't, but I'm gonna. What else? Oh, by the way, I did find 'Tis the Season, which was missing last time. I had actually put it in my project roll. 'Tis the Season is the cardinal pattern. We've all seen it 1,000 times. It was published twice in the Home for the Holidays book, and then also in Joyeux Noël, both from Blackbird Designs. And I had seen it done at the Shepherd's Needle down in Little Rock. And Anne from the Shepherd's Needle, when she did hers, added borders to it. And the borders were not in the Home for the Holidays book. They're in this book. So there's one right there, which this is a really pretty sampler. I may have to do that while I have this book. Anyway, I looked and looked, and I could not lay my hands on this book for less than an exorbitant price, and my stitching budget's just not running to that right now. But very fortuitously, Stephanie from Pam and Steph, Just Keep Stitching, had received this book from somebody as part of their mail call. And I asked if I could borrow it, and they very, very generously have allowed me to borrow this booklet. So it will be going back when I've got those borders done, and maybe that other stamper, I don't know. Maybe that's what I ought to start so I get it done. But anyway, Pam and Steph, thank you so much for letting me borrow this. I promise to take good care of it and get it returned to you, hopefully sooner rather than later. But thank you again. I sure do appreciate it, because I really wanted to put that border on there. Is that it? Is that all? I think that might be about it. Wow. Oh, we need to talk about giveaways. I rolled over 2,000 subscribers last week. And I had said in my last 3 videos, number 61, 62, and 63, if you commented on those videos, you would be entered to win my giveaway prize. And that includes 3 patterns, Blackbird Design, Sam Sarah, and this one is from Lone Elm Lane. 3 patterns, a fat quarter of Picture This Plus fabric, a scissor fob, and this is a little snowflake frame, plus a project bag made by me. And I got a total of 361 comments between those 3 videos. And that's all you had to do to enter, was to comment on one of the videos. And I did the random number generator thing today, and the winner is Jane Freer. I think I'm saying your name right. Jane, when I get done with this, I'm going to go back and comment on your comment. And if you will please contact me, my email will be in the drop-down box below. And I will get, you'll let me know what kind of project bag you want. You can tell me Christmas or spring or patriotic or floral or, you know, whatever kind of thing. If there's a particular thing, you like cats, you like dogs, whatever rings your chime on that, let me know, and I will get a project bag made up for you. So we're probably talking a week, 2 weeks before I get this out to you, because I have to make the bag. But you let me know, and I will get your packet of goodies sent out to you. There'll also be some silks in here. I just haven't pulled them off my hanks. Okay, I got too many stacks of crap. This is a giveaway from a couple of times ago, and this is going to Lori Ciccoloni. Lori, I promise you I'm getting to the post office soon. I just haven't yet. So it's coming. I haven't forgotten you. It's coming. And then I thought we'd do a couple more giveaways, because I got lots of stuff. Some folks have very generously blessed me with some stuff, including these 4, which are Lizzie Kate Flippets. There's 4 of them. I don't have the whole set. This is August, October, November, and December from Lizzie Kate, and they're all very cute little patterns. But if you would like to stitch these, say, I'd like to stitch the Flippets. F-L-I-P-I-T. I'd like to stitch the Flippets. And I finished, several months ago, Blackberry House from Plum Street Samplers, which is a beautiful pattern. Love it. I need to get this framed. I think I've got a frame that'll fit. I just need to get it stretched. I need to get it done. I need to spend some time finishing. So maybe pulling out the sewing machine and all that stuff out of the closet will inspire me to get that done soon. So I'm also going to give away this pattern. And if you say, I'd like to stitch Blackberry House, or you can say, I'd like to stitch both. Now you can only win one or the other. I'm not going to send all of it to one person, but I'd like to stitch Blackberry House. I'd like to stitch the Flippets, and I will, you know, aggregate those comments and do a random number assignation, and we'll give those away. When? Well, I'd like to promise that I'm going to be back next week. That's what I hope to do. I like doing these weekly. But between kittens being due and just one thing and another, and Steve having some more doctor's appointments and stuff, realistically, I'm not sure that's going to happen. So let's say, what's today? February 8th. By my next video, which will probably be 2 weeks from today. But if you comment on this video, video number 64, and say, you know, I want to stitch the Flippets, I want to stitch Blackberry House, I want to stitch both, you'll be entered for a chance to win those. Don't say giveaway or contest or any of those keyword things. Please be over 18 years old, so it's legit for you to give me your address. I would love for you to be a subscriber, please. But, you know, I don't know, with 2,000, I don't know that I'm going to check. So, but just, you know, put your comment down there. Tell all your friends to subscribe. When we get to 2,500, I'll do another giveaway. The same kind of thing, you know, some fabric and a project bag and all the goodies. But for this week, we'll just do those charts. Is that it? I don't know if I said, these came from Connie in Kansas as part of a bunch of charts that she sent me, and she said I could give them away. Thank you again, Connie. I appreciate you sending them. Thanks again, y'all. I sure appreciate you coming to watch. I feel like I sit down to chat with my best friends. I hope y'all have a great stitchy weekend, whether you're stitching or knitting or crocheting or sewing or doing whatever it is you like to do, whatever crafty thing is ringing your chime right now. I hope that it's a wonderful day for you. I hope that the worst of the winter is behind us and spring's coming on, and I just hope everything's going well for you. Y'all will all be in my prayers. Thanks again so much for coming to watch. Y'all have a great weekend. Bye-bye, y'all. God bless.